Welcome to a special edition of Expert Talks by Kalkine TV. I'm Sage. Today's guest is from the world of blockchain games. Amos Whitewolf, co-founder of Perion.gg, and play-to-earn games could be the driving force behind the mainstream adoption of cryptocurrency. Games such as Axie Infinity are created in the tradition of Pokemon, and they are play-to-earn games that rose exponentially in popularity last year. Tesla is even making it possible to play blockchain games in their vehicles. So Amos will share insights from the sector, co-founding his own game development company, and from his journey of being a former Axie Infinity champion player. Welcome to the show, Amos.
Hey Sage, how you doing?
Good, thank you. So glad that you could join us. Could we start off by you sharing the mission behind your innovative brand, please?
Yeah, so Perion aims to essentially through, as you said, like through Axie Infinity, we've brought Axie Infinity has brought a lot of people into the crypto space. So MetaMask last year, the majority of their new people onto their product were from the Philippines, and that was primarily because of Axie Infinity. So how we see Perion is essentially like a bridge from Web 2 to bring more people into Web 3 through gaming. And it won't just be Axie Infinity gaming, it'll be all of the kind of new Web 3 games that are coming up every single day. There's a huge amount of them coming into the fold. And we are essentially a kind of high-level esports team within the Web3 esports space. And yeah, we're looking to onboard a huge amount of people into these games and then further to the crypto ecosystem so they can start using all of the amazing DeFi products that are in crypto and that whole kind of thing.
Sounds like a great initiation, and I think at the moment the stats are like 18% of Australians are either earning crypto or involved in crypto in some way. So that number still needs a little bit of work. But play-to-earn communities, it's like a dream come true. You can actually earn money from the assets that you're winning from the games that you're involved with. So These interactive hubs of community, how do you see the gaming guilds influencing the liquidity of Generation X, Y, and Z?
Yeah, so gaming guilds and kind of Web3 esports teams are exactly as you said, like interactive hubs. And you get really, really smart people playing games that haven't had an opportunity to kind of monetize their skills in gaming. So they come into a guild, they're able to earn capital and resources like from playing the game at different levels. There's like low levels all the way up to high levels. And we focus on those high levels. And the reason we focus on those high levels is because taking a top-down approach, we can have those streamers teach new people coming into the platform, building them up. And then aside from that, like our community, like we have people doing like singing competitions, like The Voice and this kind of stuff. And then we have people doing like financial literacy stuff to kind of bring, once people are in these crypto ecosystems and gaming guilds, they're able to take their capital that they're earning, learn from people that are financially literate within these guilds and within our community, and then understand investing and risk management and all these kind of things that are quite difficult to find within a community unless like you have a friendship group that's kind of into finance and this kind of stuff, or you were taught that in school or university. It's really, you have to make the effort to go out and find this information. But within these communities, you have people openly giving information because they want to share and they want other people to also be successful like them once they've started getting their success. And we see this in like the wider Web3 community and like Web3 Twitter, crypto Twitter, which is really, really awesome. But within these kind of gaming communities, it's generally people that aren't so prominent on crypto Twitter and maybe have less resources. So yeah, it's really amazing to see, and I think gamers are generally a younger audience, so them learning about the like financial literacy, investing, and risk management is only going to kind of grow over time. So once they're interested in it, obviously they're going to learn more information and then hopefully be able to teach further down the network and share their information on in the future. So yeah, I believe it's definitely a positive benefit for the liquidity of Generation X, Y, Z. I think it's particularly on that Generation Z side. I think it's going to be really, really amazing for them.
Yeah, that sounds such a supportive infrastructure that you've got there. I think teaching financial literacy in schools only came about in the last 10 years, so it's definitely an evolving space. So Amos, how does your team build on the intersectional space between decentralized finance and NFT play to earn games and the security that's involved in maintaining legitimate spaces that people can gain from, and what's the importance of SAFTs as well, if you don't mind?
Sure. So on the intersection of DeFi and crypto, our DAO has essentially taken, well, our DAO has been, or DAOs have been enabled by smart contracts. So because we can create smart contracts on the blockchain, we can create decentralized voting systems that can govern fund management or decisions that are made for an organization. How DeFi kind of intersects with what we're doing is as we were starting up, researched all of the kind of DeFi platforms that had been successful and unsuccessful, and took as much information from that to create the structure or the code for our decentralized organization. So that's kind of the intersection of DeFi in Perion. Our other kind of co-founder, Mitch, he runs a prop trading firm on his own. So he's been quite experienced with DeFi and helps kind of guide that fund management for the DAO. And then at the same time, we take capital and use DeFi solutions to earn returns on that capital while it's just sitting there. So we don't have any kind of funds doing nothing within Perion. They're all kind of working.
It's amazing. Sounds like look.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Yeah, you go.
I was going to say it sounds like a lot of work, but you're making it happen.
Yeah. There's definitely a lot going on, and there's a lot under the surface. And I think that's DeFi and smart contracts has really enabled this new systems of governance that communities can be involved in, and that's really, really amazing.
So you mentioned yes.
The importance of SAFTs. So SAFTs essentially enable a DAO to, or not even a DAO, it's like SAFTs enable any organization to have an agreement where they have rights to tokens in the future. So what this enables organizations to do is to raise funds before necessarily issuing a token during their token generation event. This just gives like a legally binding document that allows funds to invest in future tokens.
Sounds great. So how do you see the creation of portals between game worlds occurring in the evolution of watch to earn in the metaverse? What do you look for in projects before investing into it? I believe you do incubate projects as well, is that correct?
Yeah, so I'm not too familiar with watch to earn personally, but I can totally see how that would work. Like we have things like Brave Browser, which is a very prominent crypto token and crypto product, and they pay users to watch advertisements. Not necessarily like that user's sitting there and watching this advertisement full time, but instead of them taking all of the revenue from advertisements on their browser, and their browser is similar to a Google Chrome or a Safari or any other browser, the user that's actually getting advertised to gets paid in Brave tokens that is real money and tradable for real money as they're watching. So I totally can see how a watch to earn space or like really amazing advertisements could happen in the metaverse with like billboards and even different advertising experiences within the metaverse. Yeah.
Thank you for that. And do you think that technology needs to improve for VR and esports, offering more comfort and ergonomics before it's more widely adopted?
Yeah. So back to the question you just spoke about.
Mm-hmm.
So as this kind of crossover happens, there's going to be many things. There's going to be like virtual. The virtual reality thing has kind of two problems. The first problem is you need to give gamers something that they can perform better with at the games that they're already playing for them to kind of convert over to that thing. And currently, mouse, keyboard, monitor is the top thing you could possibly have. And then you get a better graphics card and that improves your experience. You get a second monitor that improves your experience. So that's probably the first kind of problem with the VR headsets. It actually needs to give gamers something much better so they can compete at a higher level. So where I could see that going is like you've seen those kind of running treadmills, and I feel like there could potentially be in the future like an intersection between physical sports and esports where you have, I don't know, like soccer leagues where you're floating around, or you have like shooting games where you're actually physically running around, and then that will create heroes within that space that are not only extremely physically capable and have a great like mind to muscle kind of body control, but also very like mentally in tune with these like crazy virtual experiences. The other side of the VR one is you need to create better experiences for the viewers. So you need to make it better than watching it at a stadium, or you need to make it better than watching it on TV with friends. So how I could see this happening is in creating better experiences, better social experiences. And I don't think this so much needs more technological advancements in that space. But on the kind of stadium side, there's a lot you could do, and that kind of crossover. I think a lot about AR and thinking about like Pokemon Go. And as a kid, I used to watch Yu-Gi-Oh! And in Yu-Gi-Oh! You had these kind of stages pop up when someone was playing games, and they'd be playing card games, and their kind of monsters would come up into real life. We're watching this on a TV screen as a cartoon as a kid, but this was something that was really, really amazing. So I could see AR technology getting to a point where you have someone walking through Central Park or something along those lines, and seeing, and I don't know, battling someone in a Yu-Gi-Oh game and being able to visually see the game, the monsters come up, and then even seeing two people as you're walking along with your kind of Apple glasses or Google glasses or whichever the technology that kind of implements AR well first, and being able to essentially tune in to that real life physical event. And I think that's kind of where the crossover will really start. And I think that's kind of more of a technological advancement in AR, and will probably act as the bridge to get people more interested in VR. And yeah.
Exactly, that sounds so exciting. I'm sure you could probably talk all day about that. Sounds like you definitely have put a lot of thought into it. But the thought of being able to walk through portals to different game worlds and watch it before you start playing, just to immerse yourself into it, sounds very exciting as well, and sounds like it would gain a lot of attention if it was available. How about hologram gaming? Do you have any insights to share on that? Do you think there could be a crossover with AR and holograms as well?
I mean, I love hologram gaming. I think the technology is probably too far away for now. This is something I've been passionate about for a very long time, since I saw Yu-Gi-Oh! Realistically. But how I see it going is in games like, say, Zrun, which is it's a digital horse racing game. And what's interesting about this is currently we have huge protests. So as you know, in Australia, like, horse racing is massive. And we have huge protests against animal cruelty and all this kind of things. And digital horse racing makes a lot of sense. But then you miss out on the whole going to the races with your friends, getting dressed up, doing all this amazing stuff that actually occurs as part of the races. And it's almost like the horse racing is secondary to that. So I would absolutely love to see a stadium that was kind of a holographic stadium, or like a Flemington racecourse that had the ability to run digital horses. And I feel like that kind of crossover, where there is actually a need and there is also a solution, and all that kind of needs to happen is the technology and someone to make kind of a large investment in that technology, will be where holograms start becoming really, really prominent.
Exactly, love that example about the horse racing and the cruelty to animals debate. Yes, metaverse pets are so cute as well. I mean, if you're allergic to cats and you're never able to get close to a cat, maybe you could have a AR cat to look after instead. Thanks, Amos. As we start to wrap up the discussion today, we'd love to hear about your goals for 2022 and 2023, please.
Sure. So we're in a massive kind of hiring phase at the moment. We're recruiting bunch of roles, from like developers to marketers to social media managers. So I think that's probably going to take up a good portion of this year, really solidifying that team. Into later this year, we've got awesome events. We've got an event happening at NFT NYC where we're going to be kind of doing a journey into the metaverse, and a little bit of a takeover of a club in New York City, which is going to be really amazing. And then I guess goals into next year, we want to be the kind of household name of Web3 gaming at the kind of highest esports level. And I think we could even we're already getting there, but we could start getting that really solidified by the end of this year. Into next year, we want to kind of move into the Web2 traditional gaming space, because there's a lot of hate from traditional gamers for NFTs. And the reason for this is because traditional gamers expect like really high quality games, and that's kind of what their expectation is. With Axie Infinity, they see this game, it costs them a really large amount of money to enter this game, and it doesn't look like the funnest game for them. And then on the other side of things, there's been their companies in the traditional gaming space try and sell them really expensive NFTs that don't give them anything more. So we really want to kind of change that narrative by supporting supporting traditional gamers and Web3 gamers to kind of come together a bit more harmoniously.
Sounds like a great mission. Thanks so much for being available to share what you're doing for the revolution of finance and blockchain games.
Thanks so much, Sage.
We do appreciate your time. And if you just joined us, we had a very informative discussion about what blockchain games are doing for the crypto space with Amos Whitewolf, co-founder of Perion.gg. For the full recording, please head to Kalkine Media's YouTube channel and keep watching for more of these live expert talks and market insights. Till the next episode, stay apprised and invest wise with Kalkine Media.